Hello. Welcome back. This is SHM Cardboard Kings, and I am Dan, and today we are opening League. Oh, why am I coming through? One sec. Where am I coming from? One sec, sorry. Muted. Oh, kick. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so Riftbound. Some popping off pretty heavily. The origin boxes, for whatever reason, keep going down, but all the cards inside keep going up. I've only made money opening these boxes. We'll see if that continues today. I've got 4 more boxes open. I opened 2 yesterday, opened 1 the other day, and I just keep getting big hits on it, and I'm really enjoying it. There's currently 3 sets out. There's like Spirit Forged, Unleashed, and Origins. Origins has a lot of huge staples, big cards, big money, and you know, Riftbound, like a lot of TCGs on their first sets, tend to make their first cards kind of overpowered, which is kind of what happened here. So I'm not really sure what the rotation system is like with Riftbound, but that'll probably mellow out here in a bit, and I'm hoping to see a little more value flow into other sets. But all that being said, our big hits here, I don't actually have the dollar values up here because they're pretty rare for what we're going to be looking for. So let me make this a little bigger. We're looking for heroes, and specifically the biggest hits are signature versions, and these are all also overnumbered. So that just means it's like an alt version with a higher number. Let's see. I'm sure there's gonna be an easy way to show that. Well, you can see there, like 307 out of 298. So these overnumbered ones are not as valuable as signature ones, but fairly valuable, like exponentially more valuable than the normal ones. But even the alt arts are, gosh, anywhere between $50 to $100 something each. So we're looking for this art specifically in 3 different variations, and those are all going to be pretty solid hits. And then on top of that, they actually have a lot of pretty decent commons and uncommons, which really help round out the value and the EV of these boxes. Stacked deck being the highest. I think like the foils are around like $10. Non-foils, I mean, it's not uncommon. Though I'm usually only getting about 1 to 2 a box. But the uncommon or the non-foils go for $6 to $7. And then also, Salvage, Discipline, Defy. Those are all different lower cards that we're looking for. They're all worth a couple bucks, so it really helps out. And then we'll kind of point out the cards as they come. And like any other set, there's like showcase cards and like epic cards, and those, just because it's an epic doesn't mean it's worth much. As I learned, I got some really cool showcase cards, and I was like, oh, this card looks so cool, and it's like 95 cents. But then, the next card's worth $70. So it's not too unlike most other games like that, right? So let's go ahead, let's start opening these up. And one thing I do really like about these cards, they got really good card stock to them. They're thick. Though, from a seller's perspective, not a huge fan, because it costs me more to ship them, which is always a downside to that. But as a player or someone who used to collect, I still collect. I used to be a player. I really like a good thick card. They're, I think what would be, they're not plasticky like the Card Fight, but they're more akin to Smith and Weiss. Maybe is it Card Fight? But I mean, you can hear that, right? Like, good thickness to them. This is a 14 card booster pack, 24 packs per box. There's gonna be 3 foils typically in a pack. The last card is going to be either a token, like a resource, one of the different runes, or it's the big hit in the box. And we get this card too, which doesn't really matter. That's the throwaway. But you're going to see there's 3 different backs to these cards. There's white, black, and that bluish. What would that be? Like a teal, I don't know, whatever. Though that is kind of sometimes a giveaway to how good of a card you're going to get there. But we're going to start. We'll go kind of slow through this first one, and then we're just going to speed through the last 3. So let's start. We got Rune Prison, Magma Worm, Watchful Sentry, Sunlight Guardian, Morbid Return, Daring Poro, Confront, Salvage. That's a money card. And I mean, it's probably like $2-3, but it's an uncommon, and I'll take $2-3 in an uncommon slot any day of the week. I'm just gonna pull that out. I usually list those ones pretty immediately, then go back. The nice thing as a seller is that, as far as like the foils go and these staples, they're usually gone within hours of posting them. It's actually pretty crazy how fast they move. So I don't mind getting those uploaded really quick. All right, and our first foil is going to be Confront. And it's not a very interesting foil, I hate to say. It's more kind of akin to the cold foils. Like, you can barely tell it's foiled in the camera. Kind of got to get a little tint to it. So that is kind of disappointing. Just move that there. Don't need that there. So our first foil is that. We got Raging Firebrand. They're uncommon. And Yasuo? I really don't know how to pronounce these. I'm not a League player, so I've never really gotten into any of the games. And then our rune is at the end. So I will set aside these foils, but nothing big in that first one other than that salvage. So when it comes to like Riot games, I think there's like 18 different Riot games at this point, though a lot of them are kind of standalone. The big one's obviously League, but we've got Teamfight Tactics as well in the same universe. So I don't know too much about it at all. I do watch obviously some of the Netflix series, which I think probably most people do at this point, if they're even adjacent to gaming or anything. Pit Rookie. One thing I do hate about these cards, and really the only downside I have, is I do not like any game that puts the name in the middle. Boy, does that make it really hard to pull them when you're trying to fill orders or just look for a card in general. So I don't know. I really wish more games would keep them at the top. The middle is awful. Please never do that again. But those are our uncommons, or not uncommons, our non-foils. We got Primal Strength. Oh, we got Set Brawler. That's going to be our first. I really don't know. I think that's a showcase. The symbols are down here at the bottom, in the middle. And then we got a rune. Oh, my gosh. Oop. Oh, Stealthy Prowler is foil. See, the problem with these foilings, like the cold foilings, is that you really sometimes it's really easy to miss what's a foil and what isn't. The nice part about cold foiling and these thicker cards is they won't curl, or if they do, not nearly as bad as like Pokemon or Magic or something like that. Cleave, Lecturing Yordle. I don't know. These are meta, but these do tend to move for me at least, but not at any sort of value. Charm in foil does move, but not in non-foil. Back to back. Arena Bar. Psy Scout. Petty Officer. Reaver's Bow. Wizened Elder. Sprite Mother. And Discipline. Ooh, Discipline and foil. That's a solid hit. It's a couple bucks. Always down for a couple bucks. Oops, oh my gosh, mine. Oh, okay. Foil, non-foil. And then the cards I'm pulling out are going to go here. We got Malzahar, Karthus, and a token. So nothing too crazy yet. Oh, yeah, I got the, oh, hey. Hey, John. Sorry, I didn't see you there. And Mitch. Yeah, so, actually, sorry. I got too many chats up here. Let's see, where's Set at? Crazy? Oh. Yeah. And they got some cool ones. These hero ones. I actually got... I bought a big box of bulk. They mailed it to me like a bunch of idiots. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever had bulk shipped to me before like this. They just dumped them in a big old box. No packing. There was like one piece of paper on top. Did not hold it in place. And boy, did they go everywhere. They were damaged. I sent them off to a buddy of mine online. So he's been using those. But yeah, they were pretty unwieldy. But I got probably like 500 of just the heroes. And that is, oh, that's our first foil. First foil, Altar to Unity, Ravenborn Tomb, and Soul Gorger. Nothing too crazy yet. Eager Apprentice, Playful Phantom, Brazen Buccaneer, Crack Shot Corsair, Fighter Flight, Soaring Scout, in the front, Face Breaker, Void Seeker, Discipline. Ooh, that's another. We'll pull that one aside. And our first foil in this pack is Meditation, Sona. Sona Harmonious, I think, is also actually a pretty solid hit. I'm going to set that one aside. And another Ravenborn. And then these are the tokens. They are... I'm trying to think what... Flesh and Blood would call these like the micro. Because they've got like the shorter text and the bigger picture up here. But that's just how the tokens are. I kind of like those. So I gotta tell you, haven't sold a single rune outside of the special full art ones, which I do tend to get about one per box, so we'll see what that ends up being. And never sold a token. So unlike other games like Magic, I sell almost exclusively tokens. We don't see too much, or at least I haven't seen too much so far across any of the 3 sets. So honestly, when I first started selling, I put in like an equal number of all 3 sets that are currently out. 95% of all my sales are Origins. So I would recommend, if you're getting into selling, just stick with Origins for now and kind of see how that rotation goes. So we've got Leona, Radiant Dawn, and I do like how these like legend cards look. It's not legend rarity, it's just I don't know if you can see Legend Leona, just, you know, Legends from Legend, League of Legends. But they look really nice, not worth much of anything. We got Leona. We got Kiona, the champion unit. And then Noxian Guillotine. And this is, I believe it's an epic. I'm really not too great with those yet. Too many games I sell, but these, I do like the way these look. I do appreciate these kind of like full art cards. So I don't know. They look pretty hype. I get excited at seeing those. We'll see how many, see how excited I keep being when I'm opening those, and not getting like much money for them. I don't know. I'm always like, oh, this is gonna be worth so much. Then it's like, oh, 60 cents. I'm like, oh, okay. But we got, all right, Wielder of Water, Chemtech Enforcer, Megatech, Ember Monk, Call to Glory, Bilgewater Bully, Ride the Wind, Traveling Merchant, Aspirant's Climb, Herald of Scales. Our first foil is an On Guard. Progress Day. And then King's Edict. If anyone knows more about the game, feel free to chime in. I'm still learning what I can about it. Really, the same goes for most of the games that I sell, outside of like Magic. But when, when it came with Flesh and Blood or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, I really just kind of know what I know based on how they sell. And that's just kind of how I watch the market. And we kind of go from there. Hidden Blade, not a big hit, though as a common it is like a 50-cent card. So, I'll take those. Not enough to pull out, but I'm aware it's like right below that cusp. Pack of Wonders, and our first foil is a Garbage Grabber. Kog'Maw. Well, not for me. I know Justin loves himself a Kog'Maw. Progress says, yeah. You'd think. I don't know. It's, I really don't understand the meta of this whole thing. Blitzcrank. Rebel Alliance symbol. Yeah, we'll let Riot. Ooh, okay. So these are the full art runes, and they do have some really cool effects to them. I like. You can kind of see in the background there, and these aren't worth too much. Somewhere between I think $2 to $7 for the different runes, but they do move almost instantly. So, big fan of pulling them at least. It pays for the pack, if nothing else. So that's cool. I'll go ahead and sleeve that bad boy right there. Oh, the set, obviously. Okay, I don't know. Ooh, I'm drunk. We were talking about that. Yeah, but so these okay, so these alt art, this is an alt art set, and you can tell by the A down here as well, which is really convenient because I can't tell you how many games that have alt arts, especially Magic started doing this. Very frustrating. Magic started doing this thing where they would just do one slightly different thing. Maybe it was only one set, but it would be the same exact card, but like a picture on the wall would be like, oh, this is a picture of a sailboat, and then in another version would be, oh, it's a picture of like 2 sailboats, or like a green sailboat, and I'm like, bro, like what? But there, no number difference, nothing else. You just had to know. You had to like look it up online. Stupid. Hate it. But I do like A for the alternative art, and then yeah, like that body rune you see, they have different types of that rippling. Okay. Ooh, dollar and foil. That's rough. It's not what you want to see. I just know that now that I'm finally opening these on stream, it's not gonna be worth a lot. I'm gonna get myself pretty hosed on these. I think the origin boxes are pretty high compared to the rest of the sets. I think I was paying like $175 for the first few boxes. So like I said, the prices have actually been going down. I grabbed 4 more boxes today. So those will be coming. Though I think I'm gonna sit on those. From Singularity, that's a good meta card that'll sit over in the list immediately box or pile. But from what I've heard, they've got a pretty tight print runs on these. So I suspect that as people keep opening these boxes, the numbers just keep going down. Right now, the cases have kind of divorced the price of the booster boxes. So it used to be, you obviously you buy the case, you can get them pretty cheap or cheaper, and but right now, no one's listing more cases. Ooh, Misfortune Captain. I actually sold one of these today already. I think she was like $30, but I'm a fan. Oh, it says 13. I'll take 13, but Misfortune. Bigger fan of. And like I said, sells immediately. I'm a big fan of high turnover rates for sales. John, are you playing or collecting, or are you just tuning in to see how it looks? Misfortune's only 3? Are you looking at the alt art, or are you looking at the... Oh, this isn't the alt art one. Oh, never mind. Son of a gun. The alt art one doesn't look that much different. Sorry. Showing my being a scrub with this. Son of a gun. I really thought that was the alt art, but whatever. Whatever. Alright. Vanguard Captain, first foil. Carnivorous Snapvine. Convergent Mutation. I gotta tell you, I got real spoiled earlier. Or yesterday. Yesterday, the first box I opened, within the first 6 packs, I had 4 cards that overpaid for the entire box. And now I just feel like I should get that every time. It's pretty rare for me. I usually have pretty awful luck on these. I mean, I would say so far, I've only made money cracking and selling. Of the 3 boxes that I've opened and listed, almost every, like I said, almost every foil and higher has moved, and even just normal foils, not even like, and I don't know if it's just because a lot of them are cheap enough, or the price is close enough to the non-foils that people are just foiling out their decks. Ooh, Grandmaster Ledros and Highturner. But this box is probably a bad example. What I normally get one of these. Yeah, no, I think I've cursed myself, and I think things are gonna end poorly for me. I did, like, what was it, the Kaisai? I don't know. I don't know how to say any of these people's names. I don't play the games. But I got the alt art in the same alt art in the first 2 boxes I opened. Oh, is that a foil? Okay, yeah. Man, I wish these foils were a little more obvious. Like, like in the camera, it's almost impossible to even tell. Okay. The Harrowing and Bullet Time. Looks more exciting, at least. I pretty much just sleeve any of them, and then I'll figure it out later. And I do like, so typically, like a lot of games will have like cases of 4 boxes. A case of this is actually 6 boxes. So just be aware of that if you're looking to, or you're checking prices and seeing how that works out. Pouty Poro, Falling Comet, Meditation, Pit Rookie, Gust, Vanguard, Paka, Dangerous, Energy Conduit, Windswept Hillside, and our first foil, Wild Claw Shaman. Jinx, Demolitionist, and Blind Monk, Rough. Looks cool. I don't think it's worth very much. Yeah, $5. Yeah, I think I'm getting hosed. I think my luck on these openings maybe have turned on me. I don't know. We'll see. We've got 3 more boxes, and when it comes to opening, the name of the game is averages. So, Legion Rearguard, Riptide Rex, Solari Shieldbearer, Chemtech Enforcer, Fight or Flight, Daring Poro, sorry, First Mate, Fitting Memories, Imperial Decree, Void Gate, our first foil, Overt Operation, that is at least some more obvious foiling, Kaisa, Evolutionary, and so the same unit will have like different variation of different rarity versions of the cards. So just make sure you're taking a look to make sure you have the right like subtitle of that card. And Misfortune Buccaneer, and this is an alternative art. You can tell by the cool, almost looks like like lightning bolts. Got the A down there, 193A. Looking snazzy. I'll sleeve her up. I have been ordering a lot of this bulk. I don't know if I'm going to keep ordering the bulk. Just because, with only Origin really moving, it's kind of disappointing. So we'll see how the rotation works. A rotation system. I'm assuming they have a rotation system. Any game without a rotation system is doomed to fail horribly, unfortunately. So we'll see. Rest in peace, Flesh and Blood. Spray Call. Karma Channeler. And Twisted Fate, the Gambler. Man, I am not. Yeah, I think RNG is not my side on this box. We're about 2/3 of the way through the box already. Playful Phantom, Pouty Poro, Stupefy, Ember Monk, Back to Back, Mobilize, Dust, another Discipline, Pirate's Haven, Monastery of Piranha, Zonia's Hourglass. So this is another one, at least in the foil version, it's a couple bucks, $2-3 I think. So I'll set that aside. Not in Origins, but is it Spirit Forged is like a $3 or $4 card. Unfortunately, not so much here. And Possession. I don't think I've seen Possession yet. Kind of cool. But none of the big alts yet. So, yeah, obviously, like the overnumber. Okay, so the alts, at least, okay, so for all the ones up on the card hunt, I have got like on the bottom of the screen, those alt arts are still like $50 plus. So those are realistically what I'm looking to pull in a box. The overnumbered versions look, I think, pretty much the same. I really don't understand the difference between the overnumbered and the alt art. Those are worth way more, and then signature is astronomically more. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Same art, 3 different price points, obviously by rarity. And they did pretty good with the tournament scene. So like one of the big things that Flesh and Blood used to do, they had the gold foils for winning tournaments, and they would have very limited numbers of those. And then, so those actually became fairly valuable. And that was kind of just your prize for winning. It was a couple $1,000. Is it totally different for the The alt versus the signature? I think it depends on the. Oh, let me see. Because I've opened that nine-tailed fox in not overnumbered and not signature before. Morbid Return, Set the Boss, Warwick Hunter. Oh, but anyway, so instead of like gold foiling or something, what you can win, and it's like per deck type, are metal cards. Or it used to be per deck type. Now you can also get points throughout the tournament weekend and buy them off of the prize wall. And those metal cards are also thousands of dollars. So those are pretty nice. I was hoping to catch, or at least one on the cheap, but it is not happening. Not right now, at least. First foil is Gust. Wraith of Echoes. Shen. Man, this is a bad box. I'm also pretty sure I've opened that Teemo. Magmorm. Orb of Regret. Defy is one of our pricier lower commons. Or lower rarities. Mobilize. Mountain Drake. Outlet Tomb. Siren. First Foil. Zonite Bouncer. Maddened Marauder. Oh, looks pretty cool. Caitlyn. Rough. Or like, what is the difference between the? I mean, is there like a color difference between the alt art and the overnumbered? I didn't look too closely at it. I was like, oh, that looks almost identical, and I didn't really care. After that, I was like, all I know is I can look at something similar, and we'll go from there. Challenge, mask, stack deck. That's like a $650 card. Balmaw's Lair, First Foil, Stand United, Albus Pharos, Lee Sin Ascetic. Probably a couple. I don't know how much that's gonna go for. Did I list Lee Sin earlier? Can't remember. Watchful Sentry, Meditation, Howdy Poro, Undercover Agent, Vanguard Sergeant, Stormclaw Urson, Rebuke, Facebreaker, Sundisk, Catalyst of Aeons, First Foil's a Facebreaker, Darius, Trifarian, and Jinx, Loose Cannon. Wow, this is a real dumpster fire of a box. Not great. Surely that means I will have one banger of a box later on. Man. Oop, Defy. So I will say this is a very high rate of these like multi-dollar like commons, uncommons compared to what I normally get. I would normally expect to get this kind of like 2 boxes. So balance, I guess. Forge of the Future, Dune Drake, Mystic Poro, Daring Poro, the Candlelit Sanctum, Gemcraft Seer, Block. First one's another Daring Poro, Kraken Hunter, Dr. Mundo, son of a gun. Alright, last 2 packs. Spray Call, Find Your Center, Blazing Scorcher, Pit Crew, Flurry of Blades, Fighter Flight, Cruel Patron, Peak Guardian, the Grand Plaza, Noxious Saboteur, first foil, Void Seeker, Flora. Oh, Raz of the Thunder. Oh my gosh. This might be a disastrous box. Clockwork Keeper. This will be our last slow pack. I'll just start gunning for the last 3 cards after this. Shikara Skulker, Soaring Scout, Mobilize, Scrap Heap, Obelisk of Power. Yeah, last pack. Kinko Monk, definitely. See. Alright, we got Mega Mech, Solari Shrine, Guerrilla Warfare. So. Is it worth something? I don't know. It is a high rarity. We'll see. A Teemo spell. Alright, and now let me offload. I'll at least offload those commons. Going to box 2. I really should have done this today. Oh well. Sometimes I just have a real hard time keeping sealed around. I do kind of expect with how the limited print run is that these boxes, and you know, especially if you can get into any TCG early on that does end up popping off like Riftbound does seem to be doing. It's always nice to hold on to a couple of those sealed, but you gotta hold on to them for a while. I'm just gonna actually people like to flip them too fast. Honestly, you gotta look much more long term if you're doing some holding on the sealed like this, 5-10 years minimum. Yeah, I mean the foil's over $4 I think. It's not as bad as I probably make it seem. And the thing is especially with a lot of these, and I kind of say it a lot in some of the other streams, you know, when it comes to these types of games, a lot of people do not take in consideration just how much the commons end up going for. Thousand-Tailed Watcher, I think it's like a $10 foil uncommon, actually. It's 10 or is it 7? I don't know. It's more than you'd expect, so that's not too bad. It's also my little immediate list. Actually, I'll just throw it over there. Oh no, Guerrilla Warfare is only 7. That's rough. Rough. This is actually well, I guess I did get an alt art. I'm gonna say I normally get at least one good alt art per box. Actually, I'm just gonna. All right, Machine. Evangel. Seal of Rage. Okay, so the seals are somewhere between $5 to $10 usually each. I haven't gotten the Rage one. I've gotten several of the others. Oops. Did I? Come on. Oh yeah, Cruel Patron. Okay. I was gonna say there's not enough foils in that one. I do appreciate more and more games having the notch, though I wish they would tear a little cleaner. Do you think someone would devise a better way to do this? I mean, the one thing Flesh and Blood does have going for it is the paper packs. Those paper packs, I mean, they protect the cards just as well, and they are so easy to open. Blue, okay. Blazing Scorcher. Misfortune. Age Seeker Warden. Oh, it's 12 bucks for Sealer Age. That's on the higher end of the seals. It actually got to a point with some of the Flesh and Blood sets where, you know, those booster boxes were dropping down to like 50 bucks. And if I'm getting 45 to 50 just from commons and uncommons, that's free tendies in my eyes. But I mean, that only lives as long as the game does, which it unfortunately did not. They really priced out their entire secondary market and destroyed the game. And then they overprinted everything. Disastrous. Oh, not the alt. This is a standard Ari. Not a standard Ari. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that. This is the rare standard. I've not actually opened this one yet, I don't think. Probably not worth a whole lot, but that's alright. Looks cool. Actually has some foiling in the eyes. There was one, I was watching some Chrome top openings. Or top, like the printer. Oops. And for Disney. And they actually, the one guy I was watching, he would he'd use a razor blade. He would slice a little bit into that, right off there in the corner. And then that would let him, I don't know if I can kind of properly show it, that would let him have a little bit more give when he was like sleeving them. And it doesn't matter as much for these because they have like the rounded corners. But for like baseball cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, any of those games with the square corners, it actually kind of makes it a little nicer. So I like that little tip he was doing. Let's see, Mistfall and Heimerdinger. Yeah, there. Yeah, Ari for 3 sounds about right. We really need at least an A in the name, or in the number. Okay. Harnessed Dragon, the first foil. Solari Shrine. Darius Trifarian. This is the alt art Darius, which I also believe is not worth much of anything. Oh well. I need a big hit. One big hit sure would be grand. I think I used all my luck on that Marvel Collector box. The Ultron, which I didn't even realize at the time. I should have, because the art is so Jen Bartel, but I didn't realize it was her. I was really looking, because like in my mind, if I'm looking at a Jen Bartel art, I'm thinking She-Hulk, because she had a really good the 2017 run, on top of like, you know, all the covers that she normally does. But no, she did the second most valuable card in the set, so that was cool. And another Ari. Yeah, I really like that Thanos. I would really like that Thanos more if it was still $1,200 instead of $200. But it is slowly creeping up, and it's just how collector boxes be. All right, we got Consult the Past, Blind Fury, Daughter of the Void. Looks cool. Not a lot. At least not this one. That is Kai-Sa. Actually, is that one? Actually, that one might... You have to check it. I think that one is actually still like 40 bucks. Gosh, I think so. I sold one early. I literally packed one in a order earlier today. I really need to get better at remembering these. Oh well, new game, new set. I sell too many games at this point, I think, is the problem. Ooh, another discipline. Alright, first foil, Herald of Scales, Anivia, Primal, Yordle, Ava Achiever. What the? I did end up grabbing. I didn't grab more collector boxes yet. I'm gonna wait till we kind of see where the prices settle on a lot of that. But I did grab a Marvel Jumpstart box just to kind of like go through and see how it is. The Jumpstart boxes are pretty interesting because there's supposed to be like 32 different setups in it, which is way higher than I think most of them are. And I kind of like the Jumpstart sets because the idea is you just take two packs, you mash them together into a single deck, and it's just like a crack and play, which is kind of cool. But they also sell really well usually as singles. And then I grabbed, I think, just 2 of the standard play boxes. So I'll be opening those at some point. Alibis. Super Mega Death Rocket. Looks cool, at least. It's gotta be a Jinx. Oh yeah, it is a Jinx. Yeah. One of these days I'll hate myself enough to play League. Again, I guess. I played a little bit with Todd. A buddy of mine was actually applying for a job at Riot, and part of the hiring process for Riot was actually to play a bunch of the game beforehand. So they gave him like, I don't know if it was like a promo code, but they gave him a bunch of credit to buy skins and stuff and to play the game a little bit. Because I mean, he wasn't even going for like game dev; he was going for like a recruiter, a job recruiter position. So we played together a couple of rounds, but that was about all I've ever played League. But I thought that was pretty cool. I like the fact that like in every position at that job, they kind of want you to have an understanding of like the game that you're getting into or trying to sell people on. Okay, ooh, foil charm. Go into the good pile. All right, shakedown, Swift Scout. All right, On Guard. Karthus Eternal, Jinx Rebel. It looks cool. I like it. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's also like 30 or 40 bucks. All these non-alt art versions, and then the showcase or epic, whatever rarity slot, seem to leave him around that range. Another Ravenborn Tomb. Gotten so many of those. Soul Gorger. Ooh, and the over. This is the over numbered Teemo, Swift Scout. So that's gotta be a hit. 307 of 298. Oh, how do you like that foiling? That's pretty cool. Is it textured? Oh, it is a textured foiling. Oh, that's actually really nice. I shouldn't be rubbing oil all over this, but like, I like that texturing a lot. Cool, cool. Ooh. I think of the overnumbered, it was like the 5th most valuable. Nice. I'll let one of y'all tell me where that rings in at. I guess I should have brought the spreadsheet up. I usually keep the thread sheet up, but or the spreadsheet up. That is probably the hit for the box, though. Let's see. Ooh, another discipline. Well, discipline. I'm always a fan. Sona Harmonious, which I do believe is also a good hit. And another Ravenborn Tomb. Can't get away from those Ravenborn Tombs. Really? Oh, Defy. That's another good little pull right there. Alright. Dune Drake. Leona Radiant Dawn, which I don't think is a lot, but they do move quick. And a Siphon Power. Siphon Power is actually... Is that like a $3? I don't think it's very much. It's not a showcase. That's Epic. Is it Epic? I always forget. I did pull a Siphon yesterday. Did sell immediately. 74 for the Teemo. Nice. It's actually not as high as I thought it was going to be. I really thought the overnumbers were a little higher than that. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. I mean, that's half the box, if nothing else. Another discipline. Alright, we got Cleave, Diana, Progress Day. Well, not quite half the box, but 40% of the box. I remember how much I got these ones for. I was surprised the 4 boxes I bought today were actually only like $168. Another Defy. Couple bucks. Here and there, adds up. Okay. King's Edict. Another Kog'Maw. White Flame Protector. Interesting. Mount Targon. I mean, I will say, I mean, this little snack is growing. Growing and growing. Alright, Stupefy. Blitzcrank. Bryn here, Thundersong. Oops, Singularity. Oh, I see something cool back there. Alright. Altar to Unity. Oh, Relentless Storm. Never mind. Carnivorous Snapvine. Oh, Mind Rune. Couple bucks. Yeah, they do some really cool stuff with the texturing on these foils. I'm gonna have to dig into what the actual pull rates are supposed to be. I'm not sure if they have them listed yet, or if anyone's kind of like figured it out. I do have all my old spreadsheets. I don't have enough of a sample size to really judge what it should be. A lot of the games will have, like on the subreddit, there'll be people who will combine all of their polls to kind of see where those numbers sit at. I'll have to look into that. Garbage Grabber, Convergent Mutation, Commander Ladros. A couple more packs in this box. Yeah, I think the Pinos are a big hit. I was actually surprised to still get the Rune as well. That might have been kind of lucky, or I'm not sure if you have guarantees, like some like Weiss gives you like certain guarantees per case. I should look into that too. Vengeance, Tide Turner, the Harrowing. I'm never a big fan of the guaranteed. I really prefer when the games stick with like a per pack pull rate. Especially because then I get to buy loose packs real cheap. Because some people think they're real clever. They like to open up a box till they get the legendary or whatever for that box, and then sell the rest of them loose and think they got a steal out of it. Ooh, Tasty Fey Folk, I think it's a couple bucks. Put that one aside. Misfortune Buccaneer again, another $3. But I mean, I've opened enough double legendary boxes in some games to make the per pack or buying single packs totally worth it. But you can't do that in a game like Weiss, unfortunately. With Weiss, it is a guaranteed one per case, so people do just open those up, which really just makes it awful for the consumer. Because you just have to trust the person selling you loose boxes that they're not going to screw you on that. Wielder of Water, Tryndamere, Barbarian, Herald of the Arcane, Victor. So, well, we at least got the team. I'll keep them out. Our first overnumbered. Looks pretty snazzy. Actually, I'll probably take out those. Well, I don't know about the runes. I do appreciate that the texturizing of the cards are pretty different card to card. Alright, box 3. Come on. All right. All right. Oops. Start off with the Zonia's Hourglass. A couple bucks right off the bat. I'll take that. V Destructive. Jinx Demolitionist. The Jinx alt art. That is a weird alt art. I would never look at that and know who it is. I don't know what those based off, because I know like a lot of this. Okay, so like with all of the Riot games, the different games are sometimes just like in alternate timelines. So that's why you have like weird different versions of it. I've got to assume that that's like an alt timeline Jinx there. Alright, Hand of Noxus, Darius, Lee Sin centered, and a Seal of Focus. I'll take another seal. These things add up. Maybe what I'll do, I am kind of burning through these packs pretty quick. I can kind of show how they add up. I'll kind of show you how they get listed on the TCG player. Another discipline. Okay, Pocket Club, or Pocket Cub, Echo Recurrent, Grand Stratagem. Jinx Hull is only 2? That's devastating. Devastating. Alright, Tide Turner, Yasuo. Aha! This is the third one I've pulled in 6 boxes. It's like 45 bucks. Actually crazy. I can't believe I keep pulling her. I was gonna make a joke that I get one in almost every box, because the first 2 boxes I opened, I got one in each of the first 2. But that is a hit. I don't know if I can. This should be hiding. Come on. Oh my gosh, why is this pack is fighting me? Alright. Magma Worm. Vanguard Helm. Vayne Hunter. Singularity. Alright, we got Ember Monk, Misfortune and Bounty Hunter, Chemo Strategist, the normal rare, or epic, I guess. Getting really shortchanged on the stacked decks, I tell you what. I just get like one a box. Smokescreen, Volibear, Victor. Victor is not a great card. Even like his old art is also at like $2. It's brutal. Oof. Alright, we got Wallop, Set, Kingpin, and Mistfall. I'm really not sure what sets apart, like why we sometimes get the see-through art and sometimes you don't, or if it's just like a per card difference. Kaisat went up to 70. Wow, that's changed since this morning. That's crazy. Oh, that's good news. Good news for me. Better news for that guy who bought it for like 45. Green. Alright, we got Call to Glory. Fortified Position. Nocturne. I really should just cut these with the scissors. I don't think the ones I just go off the spreadsheet typically, like because you export and import. I'll show how that works, but it's supposed to be going off of ones without pictures. Usually the foreign language ones are the pictured ones. I'm gonna be real annoyed if they somehow screwed that up. Oh, I can't tell. Are you overnumbered? I don't. Not overnumbered. Are you alt? White text on a white background is devious. They really should not do that. I think it's 243, so that's the standard Darius. Okay. Yeah, are you checking TCG? A lot of the times, oh yeah, they do. But then if you actually go into it, like the buy at the top is the actual like. Cause I think what they do is they usually sort by not with picture. Yeah, yeah. So they usually don't include if it has like a picture of it. All right, Stalwart. Blind Monk, Lee Sin, Overt Operation. Because that's one of the big problems with, well, actually a lot of the games nowadays. Really only, like Pokemon has Pokemon and Pokemon Japanese, but like other games don't. And that's a shame. Because people really do try to just be out here scamming. Kaisai, Evolutionary, Karma Channeler, Foxfire. Oh, a cool looking one at least. Dig it. Bilge Water Bully. Thermo Beam. Twisted Fate. Actually, I don't know if I've pulled that one though. That one looks cool. It's just not common. I'm curious, do those full runes have background? Do they have? Oh, it is still white. Okay. I was hoping I could just pull those whites right out of there. Confront. Set the boss. Warwick Hunter. Kithria of Cloudfield. Wraith of Echoes. Shen Kinko. Man, after that Kaisa, we're not really getting much in this one. Not even in the uncommon slot. Maybe I pushed my luck on those lower rarities already. Madden Marauder? Really have no idea what I'm looking at there. It's a weird thing. Caitlin, patrolling. Overnumbered, Nine-Tailed Fox, which I think is the second most valuable of the overnumbered. Ah, that foil looks really nice. I like it on the sleeves. Nice, nice. Man, and she's already in the thumbnail? Couldn't have asked for a better pull. $250. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh wow, $250. Oh, I'm gonna have to show Wilf. Wilf's gonna be so jelly. So jelly. Alright, well that makes that worth it. That's a box and a half on its own. I'll take that any day of the week. That'll make up for that first tragic box. Darius. Yasuo Windrider. Oh, I like the detail. I love those little foiling details. And the sleeves. Shame it'll be worth $2, but you know, I appreciate me some art. Discipline. Alright. First foils, Flame Chompers. Loose Cannon. See, that's the Jinx we all know and love. Kraken Hunter. I never actually even looked to make sure that I think signature cards can be opened in normal packs. I guess I should have looked into that. I'm not sure if that's another one of those prize wall situations. Oop, Defy. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Lower rarities. Alright, Lecturing Yordle. Teemo. And Tarek. Normally I'm pretty all about checking the EV, check the pull rates, do the spreadsheets to see what I'm going to be getting, but this is one of those games where I just bought a ton of bulk first and figured it out later. Or if I realize the bulk sells well, then I just kind of went with it. No, not a baited hook. I got a baited hook. Well, I've pulled 2 baited hooks, but they were in the first 3 boxes. I have not done them on stream. Alright, Treferian, Glory Seeker, Shakedown, Chemo, Swift Scout. Another Defy. Alright. Oh, another salvage. All right. All right, everything's coming up. Dan, today, Whirlwind. A foil sabotage. Oh, not salvage. I was thinking salvage. Never mind. Promising future. Probably should get better at looking at what the foils are. I really just know the non-foils because it's probably going to be a while before I get around to listing most of this bulk. Just because I've got downstairs, I've got like 20,000 magic tokens already partially sorted on my table before I got all these boxes in. Got all the commons and uncommons from the Marvel, Leona, Immortal Phoenix. The epic slot. I don't think I've pulled one of those yet. It looks cool. Sabotage is 12. That's solid. I'll take that. Oh, heck, I'll even pull that out early. Okay, maybe the name, because normally when I'm like after the stream ends or after a box opening, I've got the spreadsheet up and I'm just like trying to remember the names as I flip through them. It must have stuck real good in there. Phoenix is 5. Yeah. Sounds about right. That's alright. Convergent Mutation and Mind Splitter. One last pack for box 3, and we got one more to go. Alright, first foil, Bandit Tree, Last Stand, and Draven Showboat. Well, this set came out over a year ago, I think, at this point. Because this, yeah, I mean, there's the 4th set's about to drop already, and they're not churning them out at a Magic the Gathering pace. So I think we're seeing a bit of a bump just because of the changes with like the tournaments and just how many tournaments, and the prize support for tournaments is pretty solid. But yeah, we'll do a comparison just to make sure. The spreadsheets aren't supposed to be doing it. If the spreadsheets are pulling the prices of pictured ones with just this game, I'm gonna be so mad. But that's a TCG player problem. And I'm gonna write them a real mean email. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a TCG player problem. I'll fight him. I'll fight TCG player. Ooh, Calm Rune. I mean, if they list... Well, you can't say it's Chinese without having it... You can't put a description into a TCG listing without there being a picture. So if they would just have to like straight up lie about what it is. I got my piles mixed up here. Alright, we got Rebuke, Raging Firebrand, Yasu Unforgiven. Yeah, because like if you spent like $45 on it and it just showed up Chinese instead of in English, then you would just get a refund. I mean, it would screw everyone else who's listing based on it. Well, it's a comment and a picture, technically. Like, it has to have a picture for the comment to be in there. And then they just don't count listings with... Ooh, another salvage. And then they don't count anything with a picture in the automated numbers. Primal Strength, Malzahar, I missed one. Gosh, wait, did I? Wait. Am I screwing up my piles again? Oh, I got distracted. Let me see. No, let me see. No, wait. Did I only get 2 foils in that one? I only got 2 foils in that one. That's weird. Yeah, I mean how the prices should be the same across the board, but they have a lot of weirdness between just even spelling game to game. I don't even understand how, because it should just be one unified system, like from a developmental side on the back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's infuriating. Oop, Jinx Rebel. The coding side of TCG Player has gone fairly downhill since eBay bought them, unfortunately. I was kind of excited when eBay first bought them because I wanted the integrated shipping. Like with eBay, when I sell stuff, you could just instantly like buy, and it would like buy like a shipping label, print it, and it would like auto tag it and be fully integrated. Nothing like that is touched TCG Player. And then in fact, they were like, oh, well, we already have all these systems, so we're going to fire half of all TCG Player staff. And then they didn't have the systems that they already have existing. So they're not only not developing it, they're... ooh, Fury Rune. Oh, I got 2 in the same box. Nice. Yeah, so, yeah, it's bad. They cut a bunch of their programs. I mean, they moved their whole direct system from upper New York down to, I think it's Kentucky. And those Kentucky boys do not care. I've heard some horror stories of people working in that. And I've definitely noticed. I've definitely sent in cards that probably should not have been graded the way that I sent them in. And they just don't care. Ooh. So I don't know. It's kind of sad to see them fall as much as they have, but that's just kind of what happens when big companies pick you up and then don't know what to do with you. They also should have integrated, like, how have they not integrated all of the like slabs and everything between eBay and TCG Player, it's insane because eBay and slabs are so well done. Like, they have the vaults, so you can just send slab cards in, they hold on to them, and then when people buy them, they can ship directly from them. Don't take advantage of any of that. In fact, selling slabs in TCG Player is basically nightmarish, and they kind of just force you over to eBay anyways. So, I don't know. There's a lot of questionable decisions happening over there. Alright, Eclipse Herald, King's Edict, another Kog'Maw. I think what ended up happening is a lot of those filters and things, like English only, were only ever really added for Magic, like when the system was first made. And they just do not work towards everything else. Which doesn't make sense to me, because if they have other ways to make things per game, like some games, a comma counts as a special character when you're sorting alphabetically, so they're higher than all the other letters. Some games, it totally ignores any special characters. Some things count spaces as special characters, other games don't. So it makes another siphon. It makes sorting your cards very difficult when everything changes game to game. And if they're going to change game to game, then why aren't they taking advantage of that for things like the language filters? I don't know. Do not get it. Alright, on guard. Volbear. Carnivorous Snapvine. Pretty much the only thing that TCG Player has done recently to make me happy is they raised the low price on shipping finally, up to, I think it's like $1.49. Another discipline. Just with how much shipping prices keep going higher, it's been a little rough. Another White Flame Protector. Because I think postage increases go up again in July. Awful. Hate it. I think they're going from 78 to 83 cents a stamp. Dune Drake, Tide Turner, the Harrowing. Cleave. Oh, that's a messy cut. Some of these I've noticed some kind of messy cuts. Dull blades or something. Tasty Fey Folk. That'll pop over to that one. And Tryndamere. Oh, I mean, I think it just says unit, Mount Targon Dragon, and just says White Flame Protector. So, I mean, White Flame Protector should show it up. One of the other fun things with TCG Player is they totally jacked up their search. I love typing in the exact name of a card and then having like 50 results that you have to search through, most of which have absolutely nothing to do with the card that you're searching for. I have that problem a lot with like Life of the Party for Flesh and Blood. I collect the promos for that. It used to be you'd search Life of the Party, and then you get the 3 promo versions and the 3 non-promo versions. Now it's like 78 cards, and I'm like, what do any of these have to do with Life of the Party? I say evolutionary. Oh, even with one word, it should still know. I don't know. I don't understand how searching across the board in technology has moved so far backwards. Be it Google or anything, really. Alright. Karma Channeler. Twisted Fate. Seal of Focus. Take a seal any day of the week. Define, nice, nice. Noxus Saboteur. Zonia's Hourglass. And V. Is it V or Vi? I don't really know. Yeah, unfortunately. Do be how it be. Nope. Discipline. Cool, cool, cool. Ooh, we got something fun back there. Rune Prison. Oh, the boss. Zenith Blade. I don't think I've seen a Zenith Blade. Another Defy. Oh, this is a good box for the lows again. Not so much for the more expensive cards. Warwick, Wraith of Echoes. I guess maybe we got spoiled with the double runes. Not that those are worth much of anything. I think that probably takes a slot of something much better out of the equation. Stormclaw Ursine, Shen Cacao, and Madden Marauder. 5 packs left. Hopefully we get another good hit. So I played 7. Alright. Fight or Flight. Caitlin Patrolling. Another, I swear to God, these just show up everywhere. This is my 4th one out of 7 boxes. Kaisa. Ooh, I'll take it though. Singularity. Windwall. Alright. Albus Farah. Darius Treferian. I must have missed one. Where's the foil? Where's the... Oh, there it is. Obelisk Power. All right. Sky Splitter. Jinx, Loose Cannon. Kraken Hunter. Yeah, it should be good. Though I think the one thing you also gotta consider is not just the cost of the boxes, but also the fees. So, like, well, I need an additional 15% on top, basically, to break even before I can even profit. King Cow Monk, Dr. Mundo, and Fiora. The fees are ruthless on TCG Player. Not as bad as direct fees. The direct fees are like 50% on top of like the other fees, which is, I would say, total bullshit. But that you do get a premium on those, so it usually works out pretty well. All right, Rasa the Sunderer, Solari Shrine, Stormbringer. Okay. Nice. All right, let's see. Those are gonna move over. Sorry, bulky boys. All right. How do I want to do this? I want to. Let's open up. I'm gonna add some sources here. Riftbound. Origins. All conditions near mint. All printings. Export. Alright. Do I have one for Excel already? I do. Alright, let's see. Are you gonna... Oh, I want you behind my face. Alright. No, come on. Come on. Face forward. Face forward. There we go. Alright. And why is this so... Okay. We're gonna get into some listing stuff. Okay, so the first thing I do, oops, oh my gosh, it's a bad habit I always get into. We're going to hide a bunch, not delete them, because I have to upload from here. Hide. Hide. Okay. So when I'm looking here for adding up, so this TCG market price is based off of, well, this is what it's listed in my store currently, which is just the TCG low. So they have like a mass pricing tool, basically. Oh, actually, let me move chat over. Sorry, let me move it over here. Then I'll try to keep an eye on that. So actually, let's do filter in here. Okay. So, oh yeah, so this is based off of the mass pricing tool, which you can set per game. You have a bunch of different rules and stuff. So mine is, I believe, a price floor of 15 cents, with the TCG low plus 5% is what it should be. Now, this should not include listings with pictures, which from what you're saying, it sounds like they may have screwed up on this game. So we're going to take a gander. For right now, we're just going to look at Epic showcase cards. So let's take a look down at the Kaisai Survivor alt art. Oh wow, well now it says 62 now. 62.98. And let me not fat finger that. Just go. Let's see. What is that? I'll just copy that over. What? I love it. I love it. Copied and pasted directly from the spreadsheet. They don't have this card. Okay. Oh. Okay. So let me add a source for. Let me add a source for this as well, just to do a little compare here. We're gonna make. Oh, they changed how this works. Okay. Interesting. What browser is this going to show? Oh, it's just like a fully integrated. That's kind of interesting. Okay, but how do I interact with it? Oh, I guess that's not what they want you to do. All right, so let's remove that. Let's do an app capture. We'll move you up. Okay. So this says near. Why is it? Okay, why does this say 70? Oh, you know why? Okay. Let's see. We got 70. Why does the spreadsheet say? Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I just had to have my thinking brain on there for a second. That's. Wow, why are they doing that again? Oh, what do I have my source? I have my price and shipping. Oh, that's why. Okay, so the spreadsheet's going to show. Oh, I need. Oh my gosh. Oh, Too many little buttons. Control, Alt. Okay, whatever. The art. Why is the alt art 6298? Oh well, to be fair, it doesn't. The rule doesn't run, but none of these are 6298. Interesting. Well, let me see what it actually says for the market. It may just be a pricing rule issue. Yeah, CCG low with shipping. CCG low. It should be pulling. Okay. I'll just do a manual fixaroo. I got the mass pricing rules just screwed up. That is very unfortunate for me. So we're gonna turn the filter off. We're gonna go to marketplace price. Boop. We're gonna. I just have a bunch of equations already set up to auto price. Format. And now if we look at Kai, it should be 68.69. That is interesting. It is interesting. It doesn't count that with the free shipping. Oh well, that's a couple bucks. I'll have to play around with the rules later to fix that. But we'll just do a quick show of how these get added. So let me hide that source. Let me get chat back up. See what people are saying. Sorry. Yeah, too many monitors around. That's for sure. Okay. So what I'll do, okay, so first off, we're gonna just add in the showcase and the rares. Or epics in the showcase. So we got the two Kasa survivors, alt art. And we've got, I really should have brought my number pad. I didn't plan on doing this, but no, but when you start bringing up all the information about this, I really don't like that some of, okay, so let me, what is the shortcut to make that smaller? I really thought it used to be, is it shift? No. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is my not streaming for so long taking effect. There should be a keyboard shortcut to shrink the size of this without That's shift. I'm holding shift. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Okay. Whatever. I want to show. So the problem with Riftbound here, right? So it says nine-tailed fox. So I'm looking. Well, there's no ends, right? There's no nine-tailed over there. But if you look real close, it's Ari, nine-tailed fox. And that Ari is what you gotta look for. And here it is. Okay, so the Ari overnumbered. I can hide that one too. I don't care about that. So we got our one overnumbered there. We got the Teemo. Same with the Teemo, right? You can't see it, just says Swift Scout. But in reality, we got a Teemo Swift Scout. Overnumbered. And then we got those two Kasais. And then actually what I'm gonna do, I'll do that in a sec. What I'll do is I'll put in another column, just multiply the add to by the marketplace value. Oh my gosh, I normally don't have this many either. And then what we'll do is we'll get the pretty much just, you know, how well did we do? Zenith 760, seal. Okay, we got focus. Actually, let's see if I can find the rest of the seals real quick. Oh, two focus. Nice. What was that? Wait. I thought we had more seals. Maybe not. Oh, seal rage. Okay, we got an Ari Inquisitive. Bullet time. Darius Executioner and Trifarian. Oh, and a body rune alt. Is that Executioner alt art? No. And normally what I do is I alphabetize first, but I'm just trying to do this on the fly real quick. And this is just basically how you actually just list on TCG. So I probably should have made it nicer. Like I made it into a short. I should have done a little nicer presentation. Hadn't planned on it. Maybe I'll do this a little more planned out next time. A lot of jinxes. Alright, so Guerrilla Warfare. Mortal Phoenix. Jinx Demolitionist and Jinx Rebel. Wow, those are sad times. Not alt, is it? No. Lee. Aesthetic. All right. Oh, I closed my minimize chat. Yeah, catch you around. Thanks for tuning in. It's good to see y'all. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Oh, that's brutal. That's a brutal one. Super set. Teemo Strategist was not an alt art, it's just a normal Teemo Strategist. Ooh, P for possession. Ew, possession, you're killing me too. Alright, then Yasuo and 2. So, Wind Rider? White Flames. Okay. And then from there, oh, I'll do a quick. We're gonna scroll up to the top here. We're gonna turn the filter off. I just do a nifty little boom times boom. Drag that down. And the sum, 603.86, which I believe is solid. I believe that is. What is that? That's like 90%. I'm gonna pull my order real quick. Because then what's gonna happen is with like, especially with this stack here, that'll add a pretty penny. So this total order, $790. So of the $790 I spent on it, I mean, this stack is 600. This will probably add another 100 to it, so 700 something, and then I gotta make up the rest in, you know, the foils and like over 1,000 commons and uncommons. Should be pretty easy to do. So that's like 150 in commons, uncommons, non-foiled, and foil's probably another 50. So we did all right. So I'm looking to have profited about 50, 60 bucks, I'm thinking, off of these. Prices will come up, prices will go down. Like I said, I mean, the price that Ari's gone up, what, 30 bucks just today. So I mean, that's good for me. But that's the market, and that's just how it be. So that's it. I've got some. Oh, I don't know why I closed that. I should have saved that. Son of a gun. Okay, I got to redo all that. But that's it for me. I gotta list these. I've got a whole bunch of orders to fill, so thank you all for turning in. And I have maybe one more stream this week. We'll see if I have the time. Honestly, the orders have just been rolling in from the Marvel opening and the last Origins opening. So if I have some time, I'll pull it off. But I just have a whole box of sealed, or a whole stack of sealed over there to open up on stream as well. So hey, you know what? We'll see what to do. And with Flesh and Blood totally tanking out, boy, do I have a ton of Flesh and Blood sealed. So maybe I'll open those up and see if I can at least move the Majestics out of them. So a lot of streams ahead, I think. So thank you all for tuning in. Hit up the socials. I haven't really been posting on them, but I'll start probably next week posting a little bit more ahead of time of when I'll be streaming. So I'll catch you soon. End screen.